Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you ready for today's video? We're going to be talking about Eric Davis and the recent congressional happenings that has been going on. We know David Grush is so busy within Congress, setting up scarce meetings, working with Luna and other representatives. It's just a great sight to see, right? We're going to be covering everything that comes out, so make sure you subscribe, notifications on, and interact with this video in any way because it stimulates the algorithm. So guys, I appreciate the fuck out of you. Thanks for all the support recently. And without too much yapping, guys, we're in for a banger, as you can see. Okay, we're gonna be talking about it. And guys, get your tinfoil hats, okay, because the actual 4 species of supposed NHI and alien, extraterrestrial, has been mentioned within the walls of Congress, within a congressional hearing on, in the official buildings, guys. I'm not sure if it was under oath, but goddamn, this is pretty crazy. So make sure you stay till the end because the best parts are there as always.
Are they multiple species? Are they like, what was their size and how many are usually on a craft?
They're typically the multiple species. People are familiar with the greys, the Nordics. People have talked about reptilians and insectoids. It's not that they're reptilian or insectoid, it's that they resemble to the recipient of reptile or insect type humanoid, because they have this a head and 4 limbs and torso.
So large, small?
Human size, human scale.
And how many are accrued?
Well, the greys I'm familiar with from investigating the crash at Corona, which is misnamed the crash at Roswell. It's not the crash at Roswell, it's the crash at Corona in Mexico. Those were greys, those are 4 foot tall. And the Nordics are typically human size, probably, I've heard 5, 6 feet tall. And same with the people who mislabel reptilian and insectoid, they're roughly that height too. I haven't heard anything about anything 7 or 8 feet or 9 feet tall of that nature.
So let's just take it one moment to realize what was just said and let that sink in, okay? So 4 goddamn alien species mentioned, not 1, fucking 4, okay? And I wonder how many there even are. If there is 1, there is many, right? I'd love to know your personal opinion in this matter. But guys, there's so much more. We're not even at the good part yet. Stay with me.
4 different alien species that he knows of?
Yeah, that was not what I expected him to say. But yeah, he said.
So who is this guy?
This is Eric Davis. Has been involved in the intelligence community since the 80s, right? So he's
for a long time.
For a long time, and he first worked for Bigelow Aerospace, and then he went on to get work for the Pentagon, and then CIA, and basically researching what they describe as crashed material, retrieved crashed material.
And he was saying definitively they know of 4 alien species. Like, he's saying they're real.
I would really like to ask David Grush whether, Eric Davis was one of the 40 whistleblowers, witnesses that he interviewed, that he spoke about while under oath. Like, still to this day, David Grush is just like the biggest, event that happened. Like, the amount of credibility that was claimed there and open people's, it was just astounding, right? It's enormous. I just want something similar. And I'm not sure what David Grush is doing, but I think he isn't in that much in public for a reason, right? Let me know what you think. I'm super excited to see what comes out of Dr. Eric Davis. Jesse Michaels, has he interviewed this man?
Right. Now, whenever I pressed him and asked him, at least in that setting, he did not say that he personally has seen these, right? But he described the 4 different types of aliens, the greys, the Nordics, the insectoids, and the reptilians that are commonly referred to in the UFO community. They would not just blend into the population.
No.
And that's, at least, and I'm not saying I believe it. I'm just
So let's just quickly go over the names. It's seemingly a movie more and more, right? Is this a simulation? What the fuck is going on, guys? So we got Nordics, big, tall fellas, pale skin, white hair or some shit. Strange, but there's a lot of lore behind this. And then we got the Greys, and the Greys supposedly, and I might be wrong, work for, in a lot of, or most of the time, I think, I'm not sure about the specifics, how could I be, right? But the Greys supposedly work for the Nordics in some capacity, usually, right? And then you got the Intersectoids, what the fuck, what kind of name is that? And the Reptilian. Okay, so David Icke, or who's that crazy reptilian dude that's like banned everywhere? What is even going on? Did he even just claim some credibility, right?
Just saying that's what I've been told.
What if they're just people from the future?
I think that's an interesting thought experiment, right? That what we're experiencing are future.
If we imagine the scenario for a second, then Eric Davis is wrong. And so maybe he was not that convincing, right? But yeah, that's definitely a fun thought exercise. Many paradoxes open up possibilities. Jesse Michaels has explored this. Many people have. Very interesting, because Townsend Brown and those people, a lot of people who work with like anti-gravitic technologies, if you create something that has how can I say it? Gravity, right? You create a gravitational field, then there's time dilation. And what does time dilation mean? It's time travel, right? I wonder how far this has been explored.
Generations of humans who have mastered time travel. And if you master time travel today, wouldn't you want to go back and see what was going on in
Well, you'd have
history? I would.
You'd have to.
I'd want to. I'd want to go back and see, hey, I want to see what the Pharaoh really looked like.
Okay.
I want to see what
confounds me, though, as someone who's not just a skeptic, but someone who just straight up doesn't believe in aliens. If that were true, would the powers that be in the intelligence agencies really just come right out and talk about it so openly?
They don't, though.
Well, we just heard that.
Well, this guy's former, isn't he?
Well, no, I mean,
You're never
he's
former
still,
intelligence.
Well, I mean, what's happened
okay, fair point.
is we've had 2 hearings now, and we've had whistleblowers.
Who is that girl, right? You are never former intelligence. I love that remark. It's really good.
Come forth, like David Grush. And they have forced the conversation into the public arena. They forced the conversation. Then you have guys like Congressman Burlison and his colleagues who are fighting for disclosure. Without that battle, without that effort, you wouldn't be hearing about any of this. You wouldn't have these guys coming forward. You wouldn't have Eric Davis coming forward and making these declarations. I wouldn't necessarily call it a declaration. He was answering your question. But this is a new environment. We're in a new space now, post hearings, post UAP hearings, and so
I think
5 years ago I would have agreed with you, but that's just not the case anymore.
I think the reason they don't say it is because, just put it this way, how would you feel if you woke up and realized you were in a rat cage your whole life and everything you knew was just some stupid rat experiment for somebody, Like when we look at rats in a cage in a lab, we pity them. What if everything you've ever done in your life, everything you hoped for, your dreams, you woke up tomorrow and you knew was completely meaningless? The research you've done, the religion you held, everything was just totally nonsense.
So that you're living in a simulation.
I absolutely love this kind of conversation. Simulation talk, right? If you found out everything was meaningless and you're just some other consciousness creation and you're not even in the real world, how can a god possibly want you, right, when that's your reality? And what if your destiny as a civilization / species is to create another world, and it just repeats itself like a cell multiplying, right? Things start to get really biological if you look at it in aspects like that. I'd love to know your thoughts, though. In conclusion, thank you so much for watching daily uploads. Comment down below, let's grow this channel. Let's aim for 7 likes this video, guys. That would be absolutely sick. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.